What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to the podcast. Today, I want to share with you what I call the 2% rule. The 2% rule is the simple mathematical formula for greatness. It is stupidly simple, in fact. When I break this down for you, it's gonna seem so strikingly simple that your first reaction is going to be, it can't possibly be that easy. And the truth, it's not that easy, but it is that simple. And so I learned this from Roger Federer. Roger Federer gave a commencement speech last year, and he shared how over the course of his career, this most dominant of players, considered the GOAT by many people, 20 Grand Slams. He shared how over the course of his career, he won something like 83 or 84% of his matches. That's an absurd number of wins. That's like 8 wins for every 10 games that he plays. That's outrageous, right? But the thing that was so crazy about that dominant career is the fact that he only ever won roughly 51% of the points in any one of those matches. So he won 83% of the matches, but if you were to zoom in and get more granular and look at any one individual match, he only ever won 51% of the points, which means that he was effectively losing 1 out of every 2 points. But here's the thing, and here's the 2% greatness formula. In a match, if he's only winning 51% of points, that means his opponent was only winning 49%. So he is only 2% better on any given day than his opposition. And yet that 2% every match compounded over the course of a career equals 20 Grand Slams, equals 83% win rate, equals one of the greatest of all time. It doesn't take this extreme amount of input or domination over the competition. I'm not even talking about competition from an external perspective, just talking about it through the lens of your own progress. It's so much easier to be successful than you think it is. It's just a matter of winning slightly more often than you lose. And so on a day-to-day basis, if you can construct your schedule, construct your life in a way that you're winning just 51% more throughout the day than you're losing, that 1% over 50 will compound in your favor. And over time, you'll become undeniable. And there's no better industry to see this play out than in casinos and gambling, right? Like blackjack is a fascinating game. Your odds, or rather the house's odds, are only 0.5 to 1% better with perfect optimal play than you when you sit down to play. And yet they say the house always wins. The house doesn't always win. The house simply wins 0.5 to 1% more than you in blackjack. And in that 0.5 to 1% success is billions of dollars of profit. So the reframe here is that you don't need to be perfect. You don't even need to be anywhere even remotely close to perfect. You just need to win slightly more often than you lose. That is a hurdle that any one of us can cross. And I encourage you to think about how can you take that knowledge to inform your day-to-day actions and get out there and absolutely crush it. Now, here's one other bonus little thing I want to share with you. And this, I think, was maybe the most poignant thing that Roger shared in that commencement speech last year, is that in a game of tennis, you have to play every single point as though it's the most important point, because in a real way it is. Every single point matters. If you're winning 51% or 49%, you need to play every single one of those points like it's the most important thing in the world. But then, as soon as that point's gone, as whether it was the best play you've ever made in your life or it was the worst play and you lost the point, doesn't matter. You have to be able to simultaneously treat it in the moment as the most important thing, but then as soon as it's over, to move on to the next thing. And this is giving birth to an idea, to a concept that I'm writing about right now called From Zero. It's something I think could be the most important mindset of success of anything that I've ever shared before. If you're curious to learn more about the From Zero mindset, go subscribe to the newsletter. It's totally free. It's the Hyper-Focused Entrepreneur. I think it's down in the description most likely, but it's anthonyvicino.com/newsletter. Go sign up for that if you want to learn about the From Zero mindset, which can transform your life. And I'll see you in the next video.